Good afternoon, Bergenfield! If everyone could please be seated. I love the enthusiasm from our students. That's great. Now raise your voices because we're going to need some more crowd participation shortly. So good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of the Bergenfield Board of Education. Welcome you to beautiful Rocco Montesano Stadium here at Bergenfield High School. My name is Dr. Tully and I am the Superintendent of Schools. And today is a day that I look forward to each and every year as we honor our own American heroes here from Bergenfield. And it is at this time that I will ask you all to please rise and give our veterans here, our American heroes, a big round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. Each year, we invite our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students to this ceremony as an annual lesson to teach them about the importance of recognizing our veterans and the sacrifices that they have made. We as Americans enjoy rights and freedoms as a result of the sacrifices made by our brave men and women serving in our military, both past and present. Voting is one of those rights, which was experienced last Tuesday. We remember all of the brave Americans who served our country, especially those who made the ultimate sacrifice. It is important to understand that our veterans have fought hard to preserve our way of life. Therefore, we must all remain committed to honoring and respecting our veterans and the United States of America. Today, we say thank you to our veterans. We could never repay what you have done for us and our great country. It is at this time that I will now begin the process of calling up our dignitaries who are here today in attendance for you to come up and join me at the podium and to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Do we have any representatives from Congressman Gottheimer here today? Please come up. Anybody from the office of Senator Joseph Lagana? We know we have Assemblywoman Lisa Swain. Please come up and join me. Assemblyman Christopher Kelly, are you here? Please come up. Executive County Superintendent Patrick Fletcher, please come up. Bergenfield Board of Education President, and my boss, Mayor and Council, Mayor Arvin Ontario, Council President Fernando Rivera, Councilman Dave Blair, Councilwoman Laura Corrigan, Councilman Thomas Legato, Councilman Jeff Pasquale, and Councilman Domingo Alonso. Bergenfield Borough Administrator Corey Gallo, and Chief Bravo is here, Deputy Chief Massey or Captain Duran, please come on up. Is there anybody here who is name on the list? We have Bergen Commissioner Rafael Marte. Welcome. So I will now ask everyone to please stand and face our flag, which is to my left, to your right, as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
One nation, under God, indivisible, with
Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. Thank you to our dignitaries. You may have a seat also. So moving along with our program, we will now hear our world-famous Bergenfield High School marching band, which will mean that you will once again please rise and face that same flag. Going to get plenty of exercise here today, folks. Good job, everyone. You may have a seat again once again. I would now like to call up two of our high school students, Abigail DeDios, president of the class of 25, and Eva Olivero, student congress president. Please come on up. They will now read the names of our fallen graduates.
Hello, good afternoon. On behalf of BHS, it is nothing short of an honor to be announcing the BHS fallen graduates. They are Ross Applegate, class of 67, Elwood Bray, class of 45, Francis Campos, class of 63,
Walter Lou, class of 62, John Paul, class of 62, Charles Richardson, class of 62.
and the honorary graduate was John Orlowski, class of 2012. Thank you.
Thank you for reading those names. It's now my pleasure to introduce someone who's become very special to me over the last few years since I've had the opportunity to meet him. This next person who's going to come up here is going to read a special poem that he has written about his experience being a veteran, specifically a Vietnam veteran. Last year, I was provided with a copy of the poem where my son was able to read this poem in front of the wall down in Washington, in the Vietnam Veteran Memorial Wall. And it was a special moment because it happened to be at the end of the 50th anniversary ceremony that they had at the wall that day on Veterans Day. So it's at this time, I'd like to have everyone give a warm Bergenfield welcome to Barry Hirschberg, who will come up and read his poem. Barry?
Thank you, Dr. Cohen. I really appreciate this. And don't worry, I'm okay because with elective surgery. I'll be fine. This one is another 6 months after this thing. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Barry Hirschberg. I am the Senior Vice Commander of DAB Chapter 32 here in Bergenfield. In 1969, I saw combat as a squad leader and company armor with the 9th Infantry Division's Mobile Reserve Force in South Vietnam's Mekong Delta. Today is Veterans Day. And here's a remarkable fact that some people may not be aware of. Only about 7% of all Americans have ever answered the call to serve in the military since our nation's founding. And to be counted among this small, dedicated group is both an honor and a privilege. A privilege we, as veterans, do not take lightly. We're gathered here today to embrace your death. We're gathered here today to honor veterans from every generation and every conflict our nation has ever faced. It's a day to remember and recognize the men and women who answered the call to protect our country during times of war and during times of peace. But Veterans Day is not only about a time to look back at history, it's a time to honor the legacy of service and sacrifice that lives on in our communities. I and all my fellow veterans are honored to be recognized for our service by all you students, teachers, school officials, local leaders, friends, and family. And we're united in our gratitude for the sacrifices made by those who came before us, those who serve now, and those who will serve in the future. Every veteran who has worn the uniform took an oath to safeguard our freedoms and uphold the values that define America. I wrote a poem a couple of years ago about that oath. It's entitled, I Am an American Veteran. And as you listen to the words, I hope you feel the dedication, sacrifice, and enduring spirit that binds veterans across generations. Thank you for letting me share it with you. I raise my hand, an oath I swore to keep my country free. In time of peace, in time of war, a soldier I will be. Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marine, my mission is the same. Protect my home from the unforeseen, though no one knows my name. From the revolution where I took a stand, through World Wars I and II, Korean conflict, Vietnam, I thought my wars were through. The terror struck my nation's heart that dark September morn. So once again, I did my part. A soldier was reborn. No one can know what I've been through from rivets on my chest. But this, from my heart, I swear is true. I always gave my best. I am an American veteran. Thank you. And one last thing. When we all serve, we were to salute our officers, but now we can salute each other. What was home better, Vietnam veterans?
Let's give her a big round of applause here. Let them know how much you appreciate it. Personal message there in the call. Thank you, ladies. It's now at this time that I get to pull out my little step stool because we're going to have three special speakers come up next who probably use the step stool to reach the microphone, but maybe not. But at this time, I'm going to call up three students who have been recognized by their teachers as having an award-winning essay this year for Veterans Day. So I'm going to call up Lee Brown from Jefferson School, grade 3. Please come on up. Noel Lapino from Lincoln School. Please come on up. And Nicolette Solora from Washington State. Please come on up.
Dear veterans, patriotism to me means freedom and makes me feel loved in America. I show patriotism in my daily life by celebrating Veterans Day with my dad and my family. My dad is in the military, so sometimes I do not see him for 6 months. I think it is important to honor our military veterans because they work so hard so we can have peace in our country. And we'll want to thank you, veterans, because you fought in World War II and other wars along all of you. From everyone.
Dear veterans, I am ready to present on thank you for your service to our country. I hope all of the military men are having a great day. I want to thank you for your service to the military for serving the country. I believe it's crucial to honor and respect veterans and because of their dedication, love, and hard work. There is no way to thank you for the countless things you sacrificed for our country and for our community. It's important to have people like you in the military, our people with hearts and courage, people who fight for our country. That's why it's important to scholarship and make people like you in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Coast Guard. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for your service for our country. And no matter how many times I say thank you, my debt for your service is amazing. I'll never forget you. I really thank you.
Thank you, veterans. To all the veterans here with us today, I sincerely thank you for your service and sacrifice. I share the pride you must feel today in being able to say you served in the greatest military in the world. I thank the audience for choosing to honor these veterans by showing your support for our heroes, past and present. To those who serve, I thank you for your sacrifices, for your valor, for the things you carry as a result, for protecting us, and for defending our rights. I thank you for your courage, strength, and dedication to keeping us safe. Growing up in a military family, I know the sacrifice that countless men and women have made and the difficult decisions that often follow. I'm frequently reminded of the following quote. Brave men rejoice in adversity, just as brave soldiers triumph in war. America without her soldiers would be like God without his angels. Freedom is never free. I ask you to use these Veterans Day quotes and posters, collages, or flyers to humble yourself and others. As a reminder that freedom is always free. Veterans Day, formerly known as Armistice Day, was originally set as a U.S. legal holiday to honor the end of World War I, which officially took place on November 11, 1918. In 1938, through an act of Congress, November 11th was made a legal holiday. One way to remember who you are is to remember who your heroes are. Honoring the sacrifices many have made for our country in the name of freedom and democracy is the very foundation of Veterans Day. Veterans Day isn't just a day for veterans. It's a day for all Americans. It's a day to remember why they were fighting and a day for all of us to begin our journey of protecting our freedoms and the freedoms of many future generations. For those reasons, I thank you for honoring our veterans on this memorable day. Let us walk towards tomorrow still honoring them by living in the freedoms they so bravely protected on
essays. Can we please stand and give these three students a round of applause? Our three students may have a seat. Everyone, thank you so much. And thank you to all the students who participated in our annual essay writing contest. Amazing essays from everyone, and I thank you again on behalf of all the veterans here for caring and writing those essays. We will now move along with our program, which will now shift from focusing on reading the essay winners to the laying of our memorial wreath, which will be near our flag poles at the east side of the stadium here. You'll see Mr. McGrath is down here, and we're going to have taps played by Mr. Ethan Alberto, class of 2025. So I'll ask everyone to please rise. Solemn moment. Please face the flag pole. And now we're going to have Mr. Elpidio come out and help us with the laying of the wreaths. He's a high school student here, Elpidio Ante. If everyone can please be seated once again. It is now at this time that I will be reading off the names of our honored guests here today. And when I read your name, I'd like you to please stand and remain standing. And we will give you the loudest, and I promise it's the loudest round of applause you've ever heard, because you heard how enthusiastic our students were at the beginning of the ceremony today. If I get to the end and I haven't called your name, kindly just raise your hand and I will call your name at that point. So starting from the beginning here, Mr. Miraj Ahmed, Marines. Ascendant Aquino, Army. Frank Atkinson, Air Force. Albert Burton. Richard Chittum, Air Force. Jose Pepperon, Army. Jack DeLucia, Army. Jim Devine, Air Force. Davidal, Army. Greg Canadian, Navy. Shannon Gill, Marines. William Gumble, Army. John Hersman, Army. Joseph Hoover, Army. Joseph Willard, Air Force. David Moore, Air Force. Tim Murphy, Army. Eduardo Lavalta, Air Force. Phil O'Dallon, Navy. Fred Orsado, Air Force. Patrick Purcell, Army. Don Raphael, Navy. Catherine Reagan, Navy. David Kunis, Navy. Antonio Washington, Army. Harry Rodriguez, Navy. Joseph Scalora, Air Force. Arturo Said, Army. Richard Moores, Army. Emilio Conte, Navy. Fred Sahlberg, Army. David Ferrara, Navy. Harry Hirschberg, Army. Will Selby, Army. Eli DeFalco, Army. Peter Matthews, Army. Edwin Garcia, Army. And Laura, Marines. John Gianella, Army. Luigi DiMartino, Army. Marcos Ortega, Army. And John McGill, Army. Have I missed anybody? Students and everyone else in attendance, please rise and let's give our veterans here the loudest. And since I have everyone standing, I'm now going to ask our Burgersville High School marching band to play America the Beautiful. That's the symbol. seat on the floor. And now you're going to have a special treat of our halftime show for this year. And I hope everyone enjoys it. In case you're sitting in the crowd, you're a student, we're interested in more musicians. We're trying to break 200 in the near future. So hopefully when you see the demonstration of instruments, it becomes something that you become interested in, and we will see you out here.
All right, good afternoon, our elementary school students, our veterans, all our teachers and friends and family. We are really excited to put together, to perform for you today, what's going to end up being our last field show performance of The Sword and the Stone. Has anybody ever heard of the story, The Sword and the Stone? Well, this is going to be a Bergenfield take on that old story. You might even see way out there. You'll see a little bit. There's a sword in the stone way out outside the field. Some point in the show, someone's going to pull the sword out of the stone. You might have to guess who it's going to be. I don't know if you can guess who it's going to be. So our music is going to tell a story. Yeah, where's the? Don't pull the sword out, because it's over there. Sorry, can you wave by the sword and the stone? It's over there. So our story is going to start with some really happy music that's going to set the mood here. It's going to set the mood back a long, long time ago, hundreds of years ago. Then we're going to get into some conflict, and we're going to hear some really kind of exciting and intense music. And then we're going to hear some glorious music as we have our new leader, and then we're going to end with a party. So, before we do get started with this, just a quick show of hands, because this is always a favorite part. We know that although the students out here are in high school, they didn't start playing their instruments or even learning about music in high school. They learned since pre-K, kindergarten, in our elementary schools. And we even have some of our music teachers here. Mr. Ross and Mrs. Quirk are here. Mr. Lavery's here somewhere. Miss Chapin's here, but we saw her from the front because she works for the marching band. And Miss Torres might be teaching some younger students. And she's here. And Mr. Connell. Quick show of hands, band kids. Who went to Franklin School? Who went to Hoover School? Hoovers, you say, you're going to cheer for everyone, guys. Who went to Jefferson School? Who went to Lincoln School? And who went to Washington School? So as you can see, they all started right like same time as you guys are now. So if you haven't picked an instrument, third graders, you get to pick an instrument soon. Fourth and fifth graders, keep practicing. We're going to get ready and start the show. Our drum major Elias is going to get things started here. Have a great run, guys.
I would now like to call up our acting high school principal, Mr. Robert Vergassa, for some final remarks. Mr. Vergassa?
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Bergenfield Board of Education trustees and Dr. Tully, I would like to thank all the servicemen who put their lives on the line to ensure that we have the individual and group freedoms that we are privileged to have today. I also want to thank Sergeant Hirschberg for your poignant and compelling poem this afternoon. Congratulations to all our VFW student essay winners as well. At this time, I would like to invite our veterans in attendance to walk over to our Library Media Center for some light refreshments. Thank you again, Dr. Timmons, for a wonderful rendition of The Sword in the Stone. Again, thank you everyone for attending this afternoon. We appreciate the support of the community and again, the service of our veterans in the United States Armed Forces. Thank you and have a great afternoon.